The Carlson family, rooted deep in the heart of Virginia, was as sprawling and diverse as the branches of the ancient almond tree that stood proudly at the center of their family estate. This almond tree, planted by the first of the Carlsons to set foot on American soil, symbolized the enduring nature of family ties and the resilience required to nurture them. The saga began with Edward Carlson, a hardworking farmer whose hands were as rough as the bark of his beloved tree, and Margaret, whose gentleness and wisdom were the very nutrients that helped their burgeoning family flourish. Together, they raised four children: James, Anna, Robert, and little Grace, each carving out their own paths beneath the almond tree's wide-reaching canopy. James, the eldest, was a mirror of his father, with the same fierce integrity and a steadfast approach to life. He took to farming like an almond tree takes to the Virginian soil, thriving in his efforts to expand the family's lands. His plot, adjacent to the old estate, soon rivaled the original in both beauty and productivity. Anna, the second child, moved to the bustling city, driven by a thirst for knowledge and change. Becoming a teacher, she planted seeds of wisdom in young minds, much like the lessons she had learned under the almond tree. Her visits home were filled with stories of city life, enchanting her younger siblings with tales as captivating as the novels she often read beneath the branches. Robert, the third Carlson, possessed a spirit too wild for the farm. His passion for adventure led him to become a pilot, soaring high above the clouds, far from the earthly roots of his family. Yet, no matter how high he flew, he was always drawn back to the firm ground of the Carlson estate, where he felt most at peace. Grace, the youngest, inherited her mother's tender heart and her father's love for the land. She combined these traits seamlessly into the role of the family caretaker, ensuring that the estate, especially their sacred almond tree, remained a symbol of their togetherness. As years turned into decades, the almond tree bore witness to the Carlson family's joys and sorrows. Beneath its boughs, they celebrated marriages, welcomed new generations, and mourned the inevitable losses that time insists upon. Each falling almond was a reminder of the cycles of life and the preciousness of time spent together. The almond tree saw Edward and Margaret grow old, their lives as intertwined as the roots that anchored their beloved tree into the earth. When Margaret passed, a part of Edward withered like a branch stripped of its leaves. He spent many of his remaining days sitting under the almond tree, staring out over the land they had nurtured together. In the fullness of time, Edward too would leave this world, but not before instilling in his children and their children the importance of family and the strength derived from their roots. At his passing, the family gathered under the almond tree, their hands linked, forming a circle of unity that no force could break. They shared stories of Edward and Margaret, each tale a leaf adding to the legacy of the tree. Today, the almond tree continues to thrive, as do the Carlsons. Each member of the family, no matter where life takes them, knows that the almond tree awaits their return, ready to offer its shade and whisper the history of their lineage through the rustling of its leaves. Every summer, the family reunites at the estate. Children who once played hide and seek around the tree now watch their own children do the same, each laughter and whispered secret adding layers to the family's long, rich history. And as the sun sets, casting long shadows across the land, the Carlsons take comfort in knowing that as long as the almond tree stands, they will remain connected, a family woven together not just by blood, but by love, tradition, and the enduring legacy of their ancestors.